Hello YouTube! Today we're going to be reacting to Idle Heroes tier lists. I found a website called pocketgamer.com that is supposedly like an IGN style place for mobile games. They've got their own awards for mobile games and stuff. They sound pretty reputable. So let's see if whatever poor writer they hired to make a tier list for Idle Heroes, let's see if their brain has brain cells, or did they just use ChatGPT to write the frickin' list? Because I tell you, when you have a look at some of these hero rankings, you will question whether this person even plays the game. So, to break this down, they have made it easy for us consumers by having a separate tier list for every single class. That means we have to watch 5 times as many adverts by looking at this freaking site. But I'm sure, guys, it's going to be absolutely worth it. So buckle your seatbelts for the greatest tier list in Idle Heroes history. This is the definitive 2024 list. It even includes Lord of Sparkle's MKxJUMP. So you know it's going to be good. Folks, in the S tier for assassins, there he is, Lord of Sparkle's MKxJUMP. You know, I can't actually knock that as far as takes go. If you think about who the heroes are in the Transcendence faction that are assassins, you've got Geista, Lord of Sparkle's MKxJUMP, you've got Swordflash. Fair enough, right? I can get behind that take. But MKxJUMP himself follows up in the S tier. What the hell? His light hero form is shockingly bad. Terrible. Completely useless. Any hero that takes his debuff is just going to remove it afterwards with Purify. So MKxJUMP is trash, needs to be in the absolute bin. What is he doing in the S tier? Then we've got Doppelganger Natalia in an assassin tier list. What? She's not an assassin! Who made this list? This is stupid! So yes, already amazing content. In fact, you know what? She is an S tier hero, technically. Have you seen her Destiny improvements? They're amazing! But she's not an assassin. Then we've got Azrael. Not Lord of Death Azrael, just Azrael. Standard, boring, bog standard, normal Azrael. And now, I don't know if they've been watching the Idle Heroes 10-star cup and they've been extremely distracted by that, in which case Azrael's kind of good. I wouldn't even rank him S tier there, though, even though we're just using standard faction 10 stars. But it's worse. Bloodblade is in the S tier as well. Bloodblade, you can't even Tree of Origin improve a freaking Bloodblade. Yet this poor guy who's freaking entire career depends on him making these guides seems to think that Bloodblade is an S tier hero, followed by Nakia, and the worst of all, Karim. Karim, again, another hero you cannot Tree of Origin or imprint. Karim, who is completely food, pure trash, D tier doo-doo, for some reason ends up in the same tier as Mutated Fungus Geista and Lord of Death Azrael. By the way, Lord of Death Azrael is also pretty garbage. So how he ended up in the S tier as well, I don't know. If I was going to rejig this, MKxJUMP fine, Geista fine, and I think that's it. They're probably the only 2 S tier assassins in the game. And then Drake, probably. Drake is actually used, okay? Because people use Drake, so I'd probably put Drake up there in the S tier as well, just because Defense Down is such a potent power. But then we move down to the A tier. So let's think. Usability, heroes that technically should be in here. Maybe Lord of Death Azrael by proxy, because I suppose he is a Transcendence hero, so he can't be absolutely fine. Well, we've got Ithaca. You know what? She's a usable hero, good damage deal, that's okay. But then we've got Lutz. What? Sia? Natasha? Normal Geista, and then Heartwatcher. Heartwatcher is actually broken. She gives you 300% extra damage dealt, right? So she should probably be in the S tier. She's breaking Star Expedition, right? She gives you so much extra damage if you can keep her alive, that is. So she's A tier for some reason, according to this guy. I mean, Sia made it higher up the A tier than a Heartwatcher did. This is mad. And then Swordflash Sia. Okay. Fine. You know what? She can be in the A tier. That's okay. B tier? Oh my goodness me. Walter. Probably one of the worst assassins in the game. Saja. who's actually okay. You know what? As far as heroes go, Sarge is a very powerful non-Transcendence hero. If Transcendence heroes didn't exist, Sarja would be okay. So I think B tier is fine for her. Faceless. The worst hero in the game. I would rather Bade than Faceless be on my account. Faceless is pure, utter trash. Yet for some reason is higher on this list than freaking Rogan. Rogan is C tier. We haven't even got to that bit yet. We've got a Drake and we've got a Faithblade. At least Faithblade gets some love. Drake should be way higher. And going down, we've got Rogan and Tussalago. Tussalago's kind of trash, but, you know, C's a fine place for her. But Rogan's great. Passive buffs to attack and crit damage, pretty good. Would never be S tier, because Rogan drops off once you've maxed your crit damage. Encapsulated Memories gives crit damage in the treasure train. Kind of pushed Rogan out of the meta. But in moments when speed is fine, you know, before DH Games broke the game with speed, adjusting stuff like Awakens, Rogan was actually very, very needed. So, yeah, Rogan should not be C. And then at the very bottom, we have Mirage. Correct. D tier, Mirage. This guy's a genius. Clearly, he plays the game. He put Mirage in the D tier. That is very good. And then Amavor. Did you know there was a time Amavor was the best hero in PvP? Was like one of the few counters to Valkyrie. But that was 2018, 2019. So, sorry, buddy. I think Amavor's never going to get a look in again. But still, I'd probably put Amavor in the same place as Tussalago, maybe move him into the C tier. But really, D tier, just everything that can't be imprinted goes in the D tier, except for Heartwatcher, because she's just magically busted. And my friends, that is the Assassin tier list according to PocketGamer.com. It's a pile of wank. So what do you expect from the other four classes? Let's find out. We have now the Priest tier list. We have Gustin as our thumbnail boy. That's nice. What? Karma! How? How is Karma S tier? She's awful! She can't even be... No! What is this? Who made this freaking list? A freaking geriatric child hybrid? Like, what the hell have we got going on here? Did they just give them fucking crayons and threw them out the window after chewing on them for hours and were like, I don't know, just put the heroes in any order, it doesn't freaking matter. Fiona, you know what? She's cool and everything, but she's definitely not S tier. Ignis, yes. You know what? Ignis is broken. We like Ignis. Good hero. Deserving of a position up there. That's nice. That's nice. That's good. We've got Belrain. I don't know why. Gurk. Honestly, I think Gurk S tier is based if it wasn't for the fact that he got nerfed and they removed his abilities. Because Gurk used to give holy damage that lasted forever and it was insane. And then they were like, oh yeah, we probably should nerf this. And then they gave it a round cap. So back when they adjusted Star Expedition, they also kicked Girth in the nuts, and Gurk should now be in the D tier because he's awful. Phantom Defier Elena, yes. S tier Priest, absolutely insane hero, fantastic. Bloodtide Queen Arania, if you'd have asked me this a year ago, I would have laughed. But nowadays, Bloodtide Queen Arania, thanks to Destiny improvements and to her being a pretty solid tenant for a lot of heroes, also alone as a homeowner, she has insane healing. So, you know what? I'll get behind Bloodtide Queen Arania S tier. There can be a case for Bloodtide Queen Arania S tier. Some people would say A, but I can get behind this. And then we have Fairy Queen Vessa. Good passive buffs, good shields, good healing. Probably deserving of S tiers as well. Yeah, Fairy Queen Vessa is very, very good. A lot of people leaning into her. She's got great tenants as well. Bloodtide Queen Arania being one of them. And also Mystic Fairy Freya, who almost everybody is going to build to Tree of Origin 5 very, very early in their account's journey. So, honestly, I like Fairy Queen Vessa here. A tier, Annabelle. Okay. Yep, good passives. Fine as a 5-star. Can get behind that. She has a use, right? A tier for me is has a use. Olivia. You know what? Chat, would you put Olivia S tier here, or do you think A tier is fair? Because I do think Olivia's kind of nuts. Shrink is nuts. But I think A tier is okay, right? But I could see an argument for S tier. Vessa, on the other hand, is shockingly bad. I don't know if you've ever seen the video of me trying to beat Seal Land 20 with a giant killer Vesa. She can't do it. She's awful. Just because you noobs lose to Vesa in the Aspen dungeon with your LOEs doesn't mean Vesa's a good hero. Normal Vesa is trash. She does absolutely nothing. Her attack stats really low. Her skills are really bad. She can just heal herself, and then that's it. She just does not have enough damage. Annoyingly, she used to be one of the strongest heroes. If they just adjusted her skills so she could keep up with the damage that heroes like Tix and Russell are doing, if they just brought her up, if they gave her an attack that did 800% of attack damage against enemies, then she'd be fine. But she doesn't. She's really bad. We've got Andrea. You know what? Andrea's got good passive skills, good healing. I can get behind Andrea A tier. And then normal Elena steals energy, useful in broken spaces. Again, I can understand that argument. But then there's the B tier. Can we just skip to the end of this? Chat's already been yelling it at me. Sparkle Paw. What are we playing here? Candy Crush? Lords Mobile? Who the frick is Sparkle Paw? Never heard of them in my life. So, clearly, this is some chat GPT nonsense, or the guy just invented a hero. Insane. New hero leaked? Clearly. Maybe this guy who wrote this guide works for DH Games. Spoiler alert. We've got Amon-Ra. Honestly, should be high. I put Amon-Ra A tier. Amon-Ra's kind of good. Rosa is... No. How? You know, I'm not surprised. They put Karma S tier, so allow it. And then Arania normal. Normal Arania's crap. And then Emily... Good passives, I'll allow it. And then C tier, mate, Gustin, wow. Isn't that cruel? Have any of you tried to fight a Gustin before in a game mode where he's actually broken, like Realms Gate? Or, worst of all, Void Campaign? Holy hell. For some reason, when the AI uses Gustin, he's an S tier hero. When we use Gustin, I think C tier is pretty fair. We just can't get his HP high enough to deal with. Then again, I imagine like some Mega Whale like a Mortal Toad, Jesus, or Rake could probably make Gustin do some really stupid stuff. I don't know if you can home own a Gustin. Let me know in the comment section. Because if you can home own a Gustin, there's got to be some weird science you can do there. And then we have Ormus, which is like, what are you doing? And you know what I find the most heartbreaking? Look at the D tier. This is horrendous. Now, a lot of you noobs probably have no idea about Cruz. You probably are like, wait, Cruz? He's food. Cruz used to be the most powerful priest in the game and was the most competitively viable priest for the longest time. Cruz's passive is able to stun the entire enemy team when he drops below 50% HP. When Ruyi Scepter came out, it brought him way back into the meta again, and people made Ruyi Scepter Cruz, and it was a PvP menace. Even when Transcendence heroes were in the game, Ruyi Scepter Cruz was tearing it up, because he would just get hit, crowd control. The only hero that can compare to Cruz's crowd control consistency right now is Betty, right? How annoying is it when Betty gets hit and then instantly crowd control hits the whole enemy team? It's broken. Cruz was doing that back in 2017. So for this guy to put Cruz in the D tier shows an egregious lack of knowledge about what is good and what is bad in Idle Heroes. Horrendous. We've got 3 more tier lists to go. Next up is Warriors. Oh man, this is the biggest one. There's more warriors in Idle Heroes than any other faction. So let's go see what our friends at pocketgamer.com have said for the warriors. Oh god. Bade. I hope this is a joke. Because you know what? Hee hee ha ha, very funny. Bade is memed to be the best hero in the game. Absolutely memed, because he's not. He's shockingly bad. So it sounds like our friend here who wrote this guide either is joining us in the journey of the memes or just didn't get the memo. But I'll allow it. Alamak? Oh gosh. Garuda? Tara? Like, what are they doing here? Because this makes no sense when you look at the next ones. Doom Terminator Vulcan, correct, S tier. Hyperspace Hunter Alamak, correct, S tier. Star Swordsman Moxman, yeah, S tier. Lord of Fear Aspen, yes, S tier. Like, if you were going to rank with S, A, B, C, D, it's just these guys. That is the S tier and then bait for the memes. So I do not understand why Garuda and Tara and Alomak made it into this at all. I guess if you're a big fat noob and you still think Garuda's the best hero, then fair play. But oh my word, no, no, no. A tier, Onkiramaru, Dominator, Dantalion. What is this list? Onkiramaru, best tenant. Dominator, useless, can't be imprinted. Dantalion, useless, can't be imprinted. Normal Aspen, you know what? Fine. Normal Vulcan, still very funny. These two are viable in the Idle Heroes 10-star cup, which is great. And then Asmodel the Dauntless. That's heartbreaking. And also kind of true, right? When it comes to Transcendent Warriors, yes, Asmodel the Dauntless is the worst one, so he does deserve to be A tier, whilst the other Transcendences should be higher. But it's still stupid that he's on the same level as Dominator. What is this tier list? And then we have Horus, Corpse Demon, Honor Guard, Berear, Edgar, Mockman, Asmodel. Honestly, the only hero here that's good is Horus. The rest of them are all terrible. I guess Honor Guard has some passives, but they're all trash. Asmodel's crit marks, maybe? Who knows? Dominator was a menace in Fantasy Arcade. Oh, wow. Wow. He's the boss in Fantasy Arcade. Must be the best hero in the game. Wow, of course, guys. Why did I not think? And then you've got Sigmund, who's actually usable. Why is he only C tier? And then you've got, okay, King Barton is disgusting in Void Campaign, but again, useless if we use him. Morax is just annoying to fight. And then Seahu? Like, Seahu's kind of good. Buffs you whenever you block. He should be higher because he's usable. And then Dragon Slayer, who's just doo-doo Slayer, can't do anything in the game. And okay, Unimax D? Bro, Unimax used to be the best crowd control hero in the game. Ruyi Scepter Speed, Unimax. He's the only hero that has an inbuilt active skill round 1. He should be way higher than D tier. Like, I'm not saying he's OP. I'm just saying he's not worse than freaking Dominator. Because Dominator is the worst warrior in the game. And then we've got Balrog, we've got Gru, and we've got Sleepless. Which, fair enough, they're all trash. But I can't believe this. Next one, what have we got? Rangers. Okay, Rangers are some of the best heroes in the game. Let's see what they've got. S tier, Eloise. You know what? Based. I'll say it. Based. Eloise, I would put in the S tier. Because when she's good, she's good. And then we have Freya. Normal Freya's trash. Valkyrie. Normal Valkyrie, honestly, she dropped off ages ago. Bro's been reading tier lists from 2018, 2019. Valkyrie is not viable anymore. What is she doing in the S tier? Natalie? No. It's unfortunately, my guy missed out Doppelganger Natalie because he was too busy thinking she was a freaking assassin. So I guess we'll just pretend that this is Doppelganger Natalie and we'll be like, okay, that's completely fine. And then we've got Mystic Fairy Freya and Scarlet Queen Halora, which, honestly speaking, are the S tier rangers. They are absolutely amazing. And then we have Kamath. Why? Field. No. Flora. What? Malassa is awful. Russell, okay, sure. And then Michelle? Oh, goodness. This is just stupid. And then we have, in B tier, right, bearing in mind we've already said Kamath and Field as A tier, for some reason Inosuke and Penny, and even Cthulhu, right, viable first E5s, right, obviously they're all outclassed by Eloise, but viable first E5s, completely nuked into the B tier. Demon Hunter, who is unusably bad for some reason, ends up here, and then we have Betty Doppelganger. Who? Who is Betty Doppelganger? Is that my grandma when she's out pretending to be 25 years old because she's hiding all her wrinkles? She's doppelgangered herself up. Grandma Betty on the pull. No, Betty Doppelganger is not a hero. It's either Natalie or it's Betty. Make your freaking mind up, because it's not that. And even if it was either of those heroes, what the frick is it doing in the B tier? Betty's a mage. Yes. And then we have C tier. Ice Blink, Waldeck. Whoa, whoa. Waldeck? Carrie! Oh! Oh! No. Does this guy even play Idle Heroes? Why is it C tier Carrie? Carrie's freaking broken! I do not understand that. And then Daz Moog? On the same level as Carrie? Guy's on drugs. Makes no sense. The others I'm fine with. And then Mickey and Fat Moo. You know, trash. Good. Good. In the bin. Awful. I don't get it. This guy? Why is his tier list so top heavy? It should be super bottom heavy. In a game that relies on food. Ridiculous. And the final one, guys. You ready? Mages. Mages. Some of the most technical and interesting heroes in the game. We have Starwing Jara S tier. It's debatable. Oberon. No. This is not 2019. Why is Oberon in the S tier? Ada. This is not 2019. Right? This guy, is he just compiling the years of Idle Heroes history? Very strange. Star Alchemist Holmes Young? I mean, honestly, are any of these S tier? Sun Devourer Eos? And then, why is a priest in here? This makes it like, okay, scrap S tier entirely, like, Control-Alt-Delete, and just put Betty. That's it. S tier mage, therapist of blood, Betty. That is it. Absolutely it. That's the only one that needs to be S tier here. Then A tier, Tix. Good. I agree. Tix is great. Aiden? No. Valentino? No. Starlight? No. Forkist? No. Normal Jara's trash. What? And then normal Betty? I wouldn't put her in A, but I could see an argument for it because she's quite good for Twine. This is weird. This is the weirdest list I've ever seen. Then, oh no, Holmes Young! How is he beat it? Holmes Young is freaking insane! Doves are overpowered! And yet he gets B? Like, he's A or maybe even S. There is an argument if you were going to have S tier be a little bit more populated than just Betty, you'd go Betty, Jara, Holmes Young. And then we have Sherlock, which, you know what, Sherlock should be A tier. And then Margaret. I don't know why this guy just... Like, he clearly typed this. That's a typo. So maybe it wasn't done by AI. We have Emagaret. And then Gloria Eos. Two fairly bad heroes. But then again, it just gets worse. C tier's Flame Strike. Sure, she's terrible. But Delasium should be higher. At least he's usable. Delasium can actually perpetuate damage and continue debuffs. So he's actually viable. I think he should be higher on the list. Scary is trash. Used to be amazing, not anymore. Doc Arthindol is trash. Used to be amazing, not anymore. And ODO1 and Bleeker and Mim. You know what? That's fine. I can agree with that. Mim went from being the best hero in the game to one of the worst heroes in the game. But Mim should at least be higher than heroes that can't be given elite ratings, right? People that can't be imprinted, stuff like that. You can't have Bleeker and Mim in the same tier. So, very strange. Very, very strange. But there you go, folks. That is the tier list according to PocketGamer.com. A clearly highly reputable source of information for Idle Heroes content. If you would like me to make an actual tier list for this game, which is something I haven't done in a very long time, because I think such an activity is fairly pointless, I might go ahead and just do it, because I think a tier list could be useful for newer players just to wrap their head around the game, and I think the meta right now is actually very, very healthy, because there's lots of viable damage dealers that you can choose, and lots of different directions that you can take your account. So maybe a tier list is probably something I should be looking at doing this year, and on top of that, I'm going to be making individual guides for every single major damage dealer in the game, and how you should use them and progress with them in your account. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully we'll catch you later. Today was just a bit of fun. Obviously, this tier list and the person who wrote this are completely not worth your time at all, and I would strongly encourage you, if you find lists like this online, do not follow them, because it will infuriate me to have to tidy up accounts that genuinely believe Karma is the best priest in the freaking game. And good luck finding Starpaw or Sparkle Paw, or whatever that thing was called, because I promise you, that hero does not exist. I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Have an amazing week. And of course, happy idling.